Welcome into another Locked On NBA Insider Report for the NBA Draft Lottery. Tony East from Locked On Pacers joining us today. And I see your smile there, so you got to be happy with this pick, right? The number 6 pick for the Pacers. And you have an interesting stat for me. It's been a long time since they've had a single-digit pick.
You can never be happy when the team falls from 5th best odds to the 6th slot. But yes, this is the highest pick for the Pacers since 1989. Not a single member of the Pacers roster last season was born yet, the last time the Pacers picked with a single-digit pick. So even though it was not a great night for the Pacers falling from 5 to 6, they'll be happy to still have their best pick in over 3 decades.
I'm feeling old thinking about that, but I will say, obviously, you're not happy that they fell, but this is a year where there's not a consensus number 1 pick, so maybe your guy could be available, right? So, who's someone that were to fall that you'd be really excited to see go to Indiana?
Yeah, strange draft, right? There's like a clear top 3 and then a bunch of mumbo jumbo after that. So perhaps if you love a guy at 4, he could be there at 6. If you love a guy in the top 3, maybe it gets chaotic and could change. A popular name in Indiana is, of course, Jaden Ivey from Purdue, just an hour north of Indianapolis, where he's been playing his college ball. That'd be a great fit next to new Pacers franchise cornerstone Tyrese Halliburton, AJ Griffin, another solid wing shooter they could use, and then Shaedon Sharpe, the guy that no one really knows much about thanks to his, kind of different background than most prospects in this draft class, but his freakish athleticism would fit very well on a fast-paced Pacers team. In theory, one of those guys should be available at 6 if the Pacers want them. So they'll still have a good chance to pick someone they like, even though they fell from 5 to 6.
As this roster is currently constructed right now going into next season, is this something where, a top, 6 pick is going to be able to come in and make a difference right away, depending who it is?
Most likely, yeah, they're definitely in a lot of flux with their current roster, and no one's spot is safe outside of necessarily Tyrese Halliburton or Chris Duarte. So anyone drafted really high could see immediate minutes and even maybe a starting spot depending on what position they play or how the rest of the Pacers offseason shakes out, which makes the pick all the more important for a team that just won 25 games. They might need that guy to contribute right away.
Does this change their focus? I mean, obviously, you mentioned they haven't had this high of a pick in a while. Is this someone where you kind of look and try to obviously get some value there, but, build around someone you could have on the team for many, many years?
Absolutely. It's strange in their position because it seems like they should go to a rebuilding mindset after winning just 25 games, but they haven't picked this high since 1989 for a reason. They don't like to be this bad. They like to make the playoffs and be a good team, and perhaps that's what they would like to do again as soon as next year. So perhaps they try to shuffle the pieces in a way that makes them a competitive team, and having this pick or having this asset will allow them to do that in some way, whether that's moving up to get the best player possible or using that pick to pick the best player for them to play on the court right away. It certainly changes their fortunes or changes their path because, yes, it looks like they should be a rebuilding team, but as we know of the Pacers, for over 30 years, they're going to try to win, and they're going to try to pick the guy that helps them do that the best.
Do a quick mini rebuild. How about that? Tony East, thank you for joining us. I'm Kainani Stevens. This has been Locked On NBA Insider Report.